What is good, everybody? You got Tone here, bringing you my ICBA Season 1 Week 1 battle against Super Gassy, coach of the New York Shelmets. Now, if you guys missed my draft analysis, that will be in the link description down below. And of course, I'll be leaving my opponent's links in the description down below as well. So, we're trying to start off new league, new format. Well, not really a new format, but new team, all that stuff. I already got heckled about how annoyingly fat my team is, but I don't mind. I'm just gonna break down my opponent's team, as you see posted up here on the right side of your screen. And there's a couple of things to note about his team. His team is also equally bulky. It has Buzzwole that's bulky on the physical side. Tapu Bulu is a pain. Suicune is utterly annoying for me, and it's probably one of my least favorite mons to face in draft league format. Everybody else is pretty much substandard, and of course Mega Charizard X can be an extreme pain in the behind if it gets up a Dragon Dance. And he also has some fun stuff. He drafted Corsola. He decided just for the heck of it, why not? I don't blame him. I'm not gonna go too much into detail here because you know how these guys function, what they do on specific teams and all that stuff. So instead of just me going on and on about stuff you already know, I'm just going to jump right in to the team that I brought versus Super Gassy here. And you see the 6 Pokemon we have here, the 5 I did not bring. No Delmies, no Toxapex, no Electros, no Piloswine, no Mega Glalie for my first battle. So just going to run down this team really quick. First off, you see the Grand Bull here. Mostly physically defensive, leftovers, Intimidate, Play Rough, Fire Punch, EQ, and Roar. Roar is just thrown on here to stop like setup sweepers like Calm Mind Suicune, though Grand Bull should not be staying in on a Suicune fearing the Skull Burn, but it does stop like sub Roost or sub SD Bulu stuff, something along those lines that I didn't want to get taken advantage of by anything. And Grand Bull is mainly here because it is my response to his Buzzwole. It can come in on Buzzwole, get the Intimidate off, eat up any hit from Buzzwole, weaken physical attacks from stuff like Tapu Bulu, the Mega Charizard X, which is his main response in terms of a physical attacker. But you do see by my investment here, I do have some. I'm running a mostly physically defensive set, but I do have some attack EVs and Adamant Nature. And what the investment in my attack does, it gives me the best chance to 2-hit KO a max HP, max defense, relaxed nature Fortress with Fire Punch. If he's leftovers, it's like a 61% chance to 2-hit KO. If he's not leftovers, it's a guaranteed 2-hit KO. If he's Akaberry, obviously it won't kill in 2 tries. So after I put the team together, I was kind of I fear Fortress the most because I didn't bring Delmies, which means I, in retrospect, feared being hazard stacked on between like Stealth Rock Nidoking or Stealth Rock plus Spikes Fortress, something like that. So I really wanted some of the pressure to Fortress and also at the same time check Buzzwole. And I figured Grand Bull fit both of those roles, so I figured I threw it on there just for the heck of it. So that is my Grand Bull set. Moving on now, Pokemon number 2, we have Shisuse Bora, our AV Goodra, Thunderbolt, Fire Blast, Sludge Bomb, Dragon Pulse. Nothing real fancy here in terms of the attacks here. Just gonna be the best coverage against the entire team. Thunderbolt hits the Suicune, and the Mandibuzz, Fire Blast for the Buzzwole and the Fortress, Sludge Bomb for the Tapu Bulu, Dragon Pulse for just general stab coverage. EV spread just standard, mostly. Especially a max special attack, modest nature, enough speed, 44 speed to outspeed uninvested Suicune, and the rest is just put into HP to give it that bulk that Goodra is mainly known for. So I can switch on most special attackers. The main thing I'm worried about his team is if he's Calm Mind Suicune, which I don't have Dragon Tail on. I kind of wish I put Dragon Tail, but that's a different story. I'll get to that during the battle itself. Instead I put Dragon Pulse just for general stab coverage, like I said. So nothing really much to say in terms of what Goodra does. It just comes in, EF special hits from stuff like Magnetric, Mandibus, not Mandibus, Miss Magius. Sorry, I'm all over the place. There is a possibility that he could be, if he brings Nidoking, there's a possibility he does bring physical Nidoking with Ice Punch, which can decimate my Goodra as its terrible defense. But if he is special Nidoking, I can take advantage of it. Dragon Pulse should be a 2-shot. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't do any calculations during the battle, so because I ain't have time like that. Anyway, so this is going to be, that is my Goodra set. So moving on to Pokemon number 3 now, we have Crimson, our Crocodile here, with the Rocky Helmet, Intimidate, Stealth Rock, Toxic, Earthquake, and Roar. So basically, this Crocodile, its main job is to get up Stealth Rock. Toxic is here to wear down stuff that Crocodile has trouble dealing with on his team. Specifically, it's nice for the Mandibuzz, it's nice for the catching Buzzwole on the switch, because Crocodile generally can't do much damage to Buzzwole as it fully stops it. Resist EQ, resist knockoff, all that stuff. So, and also Toxic the Bulu on the switch. And the reason for Rocky Helmet is because of the fact that he has the Buzzwole, which most of its moves make contact. He has type of Bulu, which Wood Hammer and Horn Leech make contact. Mega Charizard X, every move bar EQ makes contact. So I want to get that extra chip damage off on these physical threats as much as possible. Running a Jolly Nature with enough speed to outspeed a Jolly Max Speed Buzzwole, non-Scarf, Max Attack, Rest in HP, just to give it a little bit more bulk to go along with the fact that it has Intimidate on this set. So now we move on to pretty much our offensive mons, so to speak. So first and foremost, we have Baymax here, our Electrium Z, Trick Room, Ranunculus, Trick Room, Psychics, Thunder, and Focus Blast. Forgot to mention my Z-Mons, of course, are Ranunculus, Infernape, and Celesteela, and my opponent's Z-move users are Tapu Bulu, Buzzwole, and Nidoking. So just let me throw that out before I go any further. So this is my response to any Scarfers, if Charizard X becomes a problem, Charizard Dragon Dance, thinking he can live. Limit attack, I go for Trick Room, and then all my Pokemon are now slower. I can take advantage of that, force them to switch out, all that stuff. Psychic for general stab coverage. Focus Blast is here for the Porygon 2, because Porygon 2 can be a pain in the behind. And Thunder, with it, the Electrium Z, gives me a powerful Gigavolt Havoc to hit the Mandibuzz, which can one-shot, and it hits a Suicune, which does about half, if I recall correctly, or it's close. It's not a one-shot without some prior damage, so I have to be very, very careful about when I pull off the Gigavolt Havoc if need be. So this is my Ranunculus set. Mainly it's just going to be here to take advantage of if it gets too out of hand in terms of speed, because my team is not that fast. You go for Trick Room and then just fire off powerful attacks and try to dent some stuff, some of his Pokemon. So that's the main idea behind my Ranunculus set. Number 5, now we have Wukong, our mixed attacking Infernape here. Fire Blast, Close Combat, Grass Knot, Earthquake. Pretty much gives me general neutral coverage against everything on his entire team with enough speed to outspeed his fastest non-scarf Pokemon, being those base 105s, like his Magnetric, his Miss Magius, and everything below that. So Fire Blast is here with Flare Blitz for... it hits the Fortress and it hits the Buzzwole on their lower special defense, and I avoid taking any unnecessary recoil damage from Flare Blitz. Close Combat is here for the Porygon 2, Grass Knot for the Suicune, and EQ is for the Zard X and the Magnetric. So like I said, mixed attacking set, Hasty Nature. Hasty over Naive simply because I don't want to die to a Skull from a uninvested Suicune. So I figured that'd be better for me to run Hasty over Naive. 60 EVs and special attack ensures me that I can 2 KO Suicune with Grass Knot after some prior damage. And yes, I have a Calm Mind boost, and the rest just put into attack to boost the power of EQ in close combat. So this is basically going to be my way of dealing with his bulkier Pokemon, just trying to break through stuff like Buzzwall if it's not Scarf, Bulu if it's not Scarf, stuff along those lines. So that is going to be my Infernape set. And last but not least, we have Kaguya here, our Autonomized Aqua Berry Celesteela, Autonomized Fire Blast EQ Giga Drain, Fire Blast for the Buzzwall and Fortress, like I keep saying Ferrothorn. Anyway, EQ lets me deal with the Nido, let me hit the Zard X and the Nido King, and Giga Drain is there for the Giga Drain is there for the Suicune. So max special attack, max speed, rash nature. After an autonomized boost, I outspeed everything up to a Choice Scarf, Timid, Nidoking, and below. And the rest is put into attack just to give it a slight boost to Earthquake. So this is basically going to be my late game sweeper. If I can weaken the Zard, if he goes for Flare Blitz, the recoil will probably put it in range of EQ from Celesteela. So it's kind of my sweeper. It's my it's kind of counteractive having an autonomized Celesteela and then I have Trick Room, Ranunculus. But I don't want to be so reliant on Trick Room to have to try to constantly getting up over and over again during the duration of the battle, because the last thing I want to do is get into that sort of mindset. So basically the idea behind this team, get up my rocks with my Crocodile here and then try to wear things down with Infernape and put things in range for a potential autonomized Celesteela sweep. So that's going to be the team that I am bringing versus Super Gassy. So I'm going to be switching over to the battle now, so I'm going to be right back. Alright, so here we are with our week 1 battle of the ICBA against Super Gassy, or Vinny as he is called on his game. So as for the team he brought, he brought a couple things. He brought most of the stuff I was expecting. I was definitely expecting the Suicune, the Zard, the Nidoking, the Mandibuzz, Buzzwall. I was kind of expecting his last Pokemon to be Porygon 2, to be honest, on the not Manectric. I figured Porygon 2 would be there to like trace my Granbulls, Intimidate, or my Crocodiles, Intimidate. And although Porygon 2 does fear knockoff, he does have like a good portion of mons that can come in on a knockoff fairly easily. So it is what it is, though. I guess Manectric is just here to like weaken my Celesteela, stuff like that. But I do have adequate responses to Manectric with the AV Gudra. So in terms of potential leads for him, he saw that I didn't bring any hazard removal. So if Nidoking was his Stealth Rocker, he just lead off with Nidoking, get his rocks up, whatever the case may be. I went off with Crocodile because I figured I get an Intimidate off on something like the Buzzwall, and then switch out to my Granbull, get another Intimidate off, be at -2 attack. And he let off with something like the Suicune. I try to poison it, but at the same time I don't want to stay in on my Crook. And my response be to go directly into my Gudra, stuff like that. So I figured I'd try to get up my rocks early on in this battle, simply because it does pressure his team a lot, and the fact of the matter is he does have a Charizard, so can't really blame me for trying to make that play. So start the battle here. We are challenged by Super Gassy here. So I'm only up with Crimson, my Crocodile, like I said. And he is going to end up leading up with royally fucked his Nidoking. So like I said, I was going to try to get on my rocks here. I could have also kind of make a bold play and stay in, but he withdraws because if he was faster than me, if he was Scarf Ice Beam, that would have been very problematic here. But he goes on to his Mandibuzz here. I'm just going to click Knockoff, get rid of whatever item it is, and he just revealed to be the Leftovers. So get rid of his passive recovery there. So now from here, I'm going to go for a Toxic. I do land the Toxic on the Mandibuzz here. So now this thing is on a timer here. And I figure on the next turn, I go and get my Stealth Rocks up here, as he's going to go for his own knockoff and remove my Crocodile's Rocky Helmet, which is perfectly fine by me. Simply because I can still intimidate the Buzzwall. I can't get the chip damage off, but it's perfectly fine. So now I take the opportunity here to go for my rocks here. I expect him to go for like a Roost or something here. But he's going to switch out, and he's going to go out into Akuna Matata, his Suicune here. I love the nickname. So I'm going to get my rocks up here as he switched out into a Suicune. And right after I get my rocks up here, I know my play 100% is to go directly into my Gudra here, because it is my only real response. And my only thing to switch in on the on the Suicune. So in comes my Goodra. He's just going to fire off a Scald here just in case I decide to stay in. And that did 10 damage to my Goodra. I don't get the burn. I do go for a Thunderbolt here. I am faster because I invested that speed on invested Suicune, like I said in my team builder. I did a good chunk of damage. I also get a paralysis here, which is kind of unfortunate for my opponent, as he's going to go for the Calm Mind here. I'm like, oh boy. I knew this would eventually happen here. Calm Mind Suicune does wreck shop through my entire team here. So I just gotta keep putting the pressure on Suicune and go for Thunderbolt again. I don't see leftovers here, so the main thing that popped in my mind, he has to be Resto Chesto. I get another Thunderbolt off here, and he get the full para. I'm like, oh man, this absolutely sucks. Like, it helps me out because now he gets fully paralyzed and Suicune is dead. But it's terribly bad for him because this essentially beat my entire team. And I admitted that wholeheartedly, especially after I got that Calm Mind boost up. My Inferno could take that with Grass Knot. So now he goes out into Nidoking here, and he is just going to go for a Sludge Wave. I decided to stay in to scout and see what he was going to do. He could have went for Ice Punch here if he was fifthly offensive here, but I'm just going to fire off a Dragon Pulse now. And I get off a good chunk of damage on this Nidoking here, like a clean 2-hit KO. So I'm going to Dragon Pulse again. It's just going to fire off a Sludge Wave here. I don't know if he was Life Orb or Scarf based on damage, but I'm assuming that's Life Orb considering I'm a Assault Vest and I still did a crap ton of damage to my Goodra. But nonetheless, this Nidoking is going to drop, so I pretty much ensure that no rocks are going to be on my side of the field, at least for the most part. And now it goes out into his Buzzwole here, and I know my Goodra is not going to be staying in anytime soon, and my play 100% is to go directly out into my Granbull, get the Intimidate off, and take any hit this Buzzwole wants to go for. So I get my Intimidate off, and I believe he went for a Leech Life here. Yep, he went for Leech Life. Just trying to get some damage off, trying to get rid of my Goodra. But Goodra does still do a good job in handling the Manectric, even though it's not the optimal HP, but it's fine. He reveals he's Life Orb, so no Scarf Buzzwole, my Infernape will at least outspeed the rest of his team, unless he's Scarf Manectric, which I don't know yet. He's going to withdraw here, and he's going to go out into his, he's going to back into his Mandibuzz here. I'm just going to go fire off a Play Rough here. So if I fire off a Play Rough, I do connect, and the Mandibuzz is going to drop here. So we're looking very, very good now. We are up 6-3 now, so after leftovers recovery, he does get a free switch, however, into his Charizard here, and I figured, okay, it's going to try to Mega Evolve and try to come back into the game, because he's already behind the 8-ball, especially what happened to his Suicune. So I'm going to I'm going to switch out and go into my Crocodile here, get the Intimidate off on the Charizard. I'm expecting a Roost. I could have stayed in with Granbull, but Granbull handles Buzzwole. And at this point, Crocodile was kind of expendable because it did its main job in getting up rocks. Mandibuzz is gone and all that stuff. So he goes for the Roost here, which I did expect. So at least he's at -1 attack. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to fire off a Toxic here, as he reveals that I'm actually faster than this Charizard. So lead me to believe he was like a bulkier Dragon Dance variant. Alright, let's go for the Dragon Dance here. I figured I went for Toxic because if he went for Will-O-Wisp, EQ wouldn't have killed, and I at least want to put the Charizard on a timer and whatnot. And like I said, Crocodile was expendable at this point in the battle. So now after I fire off the Toxic, I'm just going to go for the Earthquake here. He's going to Dragon Dance again. So now he's at +1 attack, +2 speed. I'm just going to fire off an Earthquake just to get some damage, force him to attack my Crocodile, as that's basically what I'm trying to do here. Force him to take me out with like a Fire, well, not even a Fire Punch, but whatever the case may be, a Fire Punch, whatever. So he goes for a Flare Blitz here. I'm like, okay, he wasn't Fire Punch, he was Flare Blitz, which means the he's going to take out my Crocodile, unfortunately. But at the same time, for me, the recoil is going to take out the Charizard. So one other threat is out of the way. I was expecting him to be Fire Punch, but that's fine. I do get a free switch into my Infernape here as he goes out into his Manectric here. So I'm just going to fire off an Earthquake because I know I'm naturally faster than Magnetric. He's not Scarf Magnetric, so I'm going to fire off this Earthquake. This is going to take down the Magnetric here. So we're looking very, very nice in this battle. We're already up 5-1, and all he has left is the Buzzwole, which was confirmed already to be Life Orb. So Fire Blast, barring I don't miss Fire Blast, will take out the Buzzwole, and we should win 5-0. But my opponent decides to forfeit because it made no sense to him to prolong the battle longer than it had to be. So we do take a 5-0 win in our first battle of the ICBA. I know Gassy brought a very, very good team. The only thing that really sucked was at the beginning with the para hacks with the Suicune, because I know that turn he even told me afterwards that he was going to go for rest. He had Chesto Berry. He was going to wake. He was going to keep setting up Calm Minds on my Goodra, then rest again. And then what I was going to do in that situation was I was going to go after he rested again for the second time. I would go out into my Granbull, and then I would have clicked Roar, and then he would have burned his second turn of sleep. But at the same time, he wouldn't have all his Calm Mind boosts, and then I try to figure it out from there. So again, unfortunate that hacks had to play a factor in the battle, especially at the beginning, because I didn't really have much for Suicune after a Calm Mind boost. Like I said earlier, I really wish I put Dragon Tail over Goodra instead of Dragon Pulse. I know the game would have been a lot closer had that para, the full para didn't happen on the Suicune. But nonetheless, we do win 5-0. We start the season off on a high note. Not to take anything away from what happened during the duration of the battle, but that's just how Pokemon works. It's the game we play, folks. So if you guys did enjoy the battle, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, because there's going to be plenty more League action where this is coming from. So week 2 we play Frolls and the Melbourne Metagross, so hope you guys are looking forward to that battle as well. And I'm going to get the heck out of here. I know it's kind of late on my end, but I don't really mind. So I'm gonna go on my bed and get some sleep. But anyway, until next time, guys, my name is Anthony, aka Tone. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Later.